Shout out to the real sports fans. Shout out to the real boxing fans. Something spectacular sports. We grinding. We grinding. Yo, listen, man. Oleksandr Usyk, I'm gonna explain something to you. He's in a real prime position to get these belts. Everybody know that when you become undisputed, or if you're the champion at one weight class, when you move up, you usually become the number one mandatory. A la Terrence Crawford just done it. He had all 4 straps, but he took the WBO route and fought Jeff Horn and became the champion. Heavyweight, you don't see as much. Usually the higher the weight class go up, you don't see as much ducking. Usually one punch can hit it all. That's what they say heavyweight, even though other weight classes can do that. But Usyk is in the WBO number 1, and a lot of people was talking about Dillian Whyte should have that chance. Dillian Whyte, of course, is the interim champion or whatever with the WBC, but he got that PED shit he got to handle. But Usyk, he's the WBO mandatory. Now, we all know that the winner of AJ, who the current WBO champion is Andy Ruiz. He also has the WBA and the IBF. It looks like the PBC is going to, they just trying to disregard the WBO, which is weird. But they won't disregard the WBA, which they promote the WBA regular championship as the they the champion, but they really don't be the champion because we know it's only one champion. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of weird, but that's another video. So Usyk is in a position to get a belt because the IBF is going. Whoever wins this fight between Ruiz has to fight the IBF, which is that Pulev guy, which, I ain't discounting Pulev, but they should beat Pulev. But then Usyk can have another fight, and by that time, by the summertime, he has to get that WBO shot once they call that mandatory, because usually the sanctioning guys ain't going to call it at the same time. So that leads me to this question. He probably wants AJ to win, because if AJ wins, I think AJ, that'll be a huge fight in London. AJ versus Usyk. He's a smaller guy. I favor AJ in that fight based on size and sense. Now, if Usyk can take his power, it'll be a whole new different fight. But stylistic, I favor AJ in that fight. But that'll be a huge fight because, and I'm sure Usyk will want that, because I got a strong feeling that even though it seemed weird to do, that they just going to give up the WBO belt and lose their leverage. And Andy Ruiz is not in that level right now where him giving up the WBO will be even smart for him, because you want all the leverage as possible until you fight all the big fights. Because say if he gives up the WBO and then homeboy is tied up, Wilder is tied up with Fury, who else is he going to fight? He's going to fight Pulev. Now, if he loses to Pulev, then we'll see. He lose the Pulev, or they try to jerk him, you know what I mean? So that leaves Usyk in a prime position. If he be patient, he has a chance to hopefully fight Ruiz. If Ruiz win, beat Pulev, and then it'd be him and Ruiz for all 3 straps, because he's the WBO guy. But I think if AJ wins, which I'm gonna do a video on a rematch on that one between Ruiz and AJ, that leaves Usyk in a prime position to get a belt. So all he got to do is just continue to be patient, fight the right fights. I don't know if Povetkin is too dangerous, but I know Ukraine versus Russia. I mean, next week is Artur Beterbiev versus Gosvic. That's another Ukraine versus Russia. I know they mentioned that fight, but I know one thing about Usyk, he fighting niggas' hometowns though. That's why you got to give him credit. He like a real road warrior, and he's game, and he want the competition though. And he want that competition. I favor Wilder to stop him, but one thing about Wilder, it's like a movie. It's like, is this guy going to land the right hand? You know what I mean? In the 12 rounds, and he always does it. But it's like, when you look at the vulnerabilities that Wilder had, that's which is crazy. But I say Usyk is in a great position to get a belt. Whether can he beat AJ or Ruiz? I don't know, but at least he's in a position to do that. And to, once he gets the belt, since he's a smaller guy, it's not like it's funny. Crawford started off at 135, and people reluctant to fight him. We all know Thurman. None of them really want to smoke, but at heavyweights is a little different because they looking at this guy as a cruiserweight, so they're gonna want to fight for that belt. So he's in a real good position to maybe fight for all 4 straps. Maybe they can work something out with maybe they can work something out and eventually get all those straps, because I definitely want to see an undisputed guy. Imagine him versus Wilder for all 4 straps, or him versus AJ, however it's going to be, because I really believe that Usyk will fight Wilder before AJ would. I think AJ is like, you know what, I got this loss, let me milk it out even more. I'm still going to make this money. You know what I mean? But maybe they'll make the fight. We'll see. We'll see, because Usyk, man, Usyk is in a prime position right now as a heavyweight to make some money and to build up his legacy if he can do it. I'm curious to know, can he be like Chris Berg? Can he be like Evander Holyfield and really do it? Because skills pay the bills. It's about what you can take. Maybe he has a miraculous chin and can take those heavyweight punches, and he can be on point and concentrate for 12 rounds and take away these guys' weapons. Wilder's big right hand. Maybe he can prevent Andy Ruiz from getting on the inside. I want to get your thoughts on that, on Usyk's positioning, because everything is all about positioning. Everything is all about positioning. So a lot of times it's better to not have a belt and force your way as the mandatory than it is to have a belt, because once you become a champion, you can't force nobody to fight you. We've seen that happen several times. Imagine if Bud Crawford didn't have a belt right now and he was the IBF mandatory or the WBC mandatory, and they forced to fight. You see where we're going with this? But yeah, I want to get your thoughts on that. Like I said, if you like real sports content, this is Something Spectacular. Subscribe, share, smash the thumbs up button, and we out of here. I'm out.